Hello, it's day 9. I am finishing my last gulp of my first 32 ounces of celery juice this morning. And now in half an hour, I'm going to cut that big boy up. Look at that, almost the size of my head. I'm gonna cut this big boy up and I'm gonna eat this whole thing before I migrate over to the orange juice. But real quick, let me just give you a heads up that your bowel movements may look really weird. And I'm just being the typical blunt Capricorn that I am. Let's get right to the point. We're cleansing the liver. The liver likes to dump things either into the bloodstream to go through into the kidneys, or it will dump things back into the intestine where now it's got to go out the colon. So, especially when we're clearing out undigested fats and proteins, it's going to go out through the colon. When we're releasing built up heavy metals in the brain and other organs, eventually it's also going to go out the colon as well, but it has to pass through the bloodstream. So, my bottom line is, with what I want to let you guys know today, is that your bowel movements are going to change and they're going to fluctuate. And it's really fascinating once you get past the first few cleanses. Once you've done this a few times and gotten yourself to a place of relative inner cleanliness, then you can kind of start watching how your movements change because you know what's happening. Like you do have kind of a runny period where your stool is not keeping it together. For me, that really happened in the beginning when I first did this cleanse, the first couple times I did this cleanse. But this also happened to me during this cleanse, which is my umpteenth time. It was having a hard time keeping itself together from days 4 through 6. Now that I'm on day 9, I'm in a different phase. So your stool will actually change as you get into the different phases of the cleanse as well. There's the first 3, the second 3, and the last 3. This last 3, I haven't had any fat in the last 5-6 days. And yet my stool is coming out really hard and sticky. Sticky stool, one that leaves streaks on the sides of the toilet bowl wall. That's due to undigested fats and proteins. And so I have undigested fats and proteins coming out, even though I have not been eating anything that people consider to be high in protein. Bananas are not considered to be high in protein. Lettuce is not considered high in protein, and so on and so forth. These are all old, undigested, toxic fats and proteins. And sometimes we're like, how come I had to go so bad and only this little bit came out? Because it was toxic as fuck, motherfucker. Toxic as fuck. Your body, once it's ready, it's like, get it out. It doesn't care. Your body doesn't care if you have a full load or not. It's like, this is toxic and this needs out now. So just remember when you're going to the bathroom and you're like, what the heck is happening? The bottom line is your body is doing everything it can to try to protect you from the toxicity of what you're releasing. And that's why it is so important to really read the cleanse protocol and follow it as the best you can because of how toxic these things are that we ultimately ingest, and then that sits and festers because we just don't have the know-how or the tools to help our bodies get rid of it on its own. The things in the cleanse help us get rid of these things safely on our own. And that's the whole point. We cleanse to heal.